Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/comedy podcast network. Over 100,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
Everybody, and welcome to another Sports podcast. I am Joel Anderson.
I'm Jordan Pomaville.
And joining us, as always, is the sports outsider, Phil Ranta.
Hey, did you notice that Jordan's voice sounds a little weak?
I don't think it sounds weak.
It sounded a little weak,
Maybe
like you were sick.
Weak as compared to Jordan's voice normally
Maybe
does.
meek.
Yeah, you're a little
Okay.
meek. Jordan's got a tummy ache.
Jordan is not meek. He is manned up through food poisoning and ongoing stomach problems prior to the food poisoning to come here and do the podcast.
Yeah, intolerant to lactose.
I'm glad we could fit all of this into the intro.
Yep.
I thought we'd be...
Before we
We're
get
not
to
gonna
any
drag it
sports
out.
in the sports podcast, we thought we really wanted to get into Jordan's GI tract.
I was worried about not coming up with an watch update today.
Yep.
Seems that those worries were totally unsubstantiated.
Jordan's stomach watch update brought to you by
NyQuil. drink NyQuil.
Hey, it's not too great.
No.
And that brings to a close another Jordan's stomach watch update.
Jordan's stomach watch update brought to you by
NyQuil is I'm drinking to make you feel better.
Does not always, actually.
Yeah,
it doesn't always.
It's not the cure-all that you think
Puts
it would
me
be.
to sleep. NyQuil. Bam.
So
Out.
in terms of the episode, though, we sort of have a special episode this week.
It's all Olympics. It's
It is
wall-to-wall.
all Olympics,
Yeah.
wall-to-wall Olympics coverage, and we have an extra interview this week.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What do we got?
Well, let's see. For starters, we got Patrick
my
Brandenburg
God.
coming by.
Are you serious
no
with this
more
guy?
Patrick
Guys,
Brandenburg.
a storied journalist.
Oh my!
I really wish that you
every
guys.
time he's on, he
a
brings
real
us
asset.
down.
No, he's a real ass.
I feel like he doesn't. He's not as professional as he claims to be.
Right.
Okay, well, that's obviously a matter of
Whatever.
perspective.
Okay, well,
but,
so we'll talk to him about Sochi, and
Yeah.
he'll probably complain.
Yeah, absolutely. We also have Nadia Henderson.
Nadia Henderson.
She writes a popular figure skating blog. She considers herself the biggest figure skating freak in the United States of America. She lives in Omaha, Nebraska, and she's come here to be on the show.
Wow, that's great.
And
Hey,
then-
that's Olympics.
Absolutely, and additionally, because Gene double booked the show.
Okay.
Oh, good.
That's why we're in this situation. But we've decided to turn it into like the extra special interview show.
Right.
Right. Because in the studio with us today also is the curling scout for the Canadian Olympic
Oh
team.
wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So he's a professional curling scout. Phil, what was his name?
He just goes by Doug.
Doug.
He
That's
doesn't
it.
have a last name as far as I can tell.
I wonder if the anonymity helps him in his scouting at all.
It must, yeah.
Yeah.
It might not be his real name.
Very-
I would hope
secretive.
he can kind of bring us into some of the behind the scenes of curling, like what they look for.
Yeah.
I'm interested to know what goes into a
We
good
all
curler.
watch it every 4 years, but we really don't know the fundamentals behind it. We don't know the mechanics.
Yeah, I don't
the
get
skill
it.
set that they're looking
It's
for.
strange.
Yeah.
It's a strange
So
sport.
I'm sure there's
But
some
not weird.
No, it's strange.
just to be clear.
No.
Yeah.
It's just a strange sport.
Right, exactly.
Curling never appeared on Weird Sports.
Because it's not weird. It's strange,
No.
Joel. Come on. Gee,
This guy.
this guy.
Yeah, this guy right over here.
So old media and Patrick Brandenburg, new media and a blogger,
Oh yeah,
and a curling scout.
yeah. That's going to be your show today.
That's
so
a
everybody,
podcast.
you strap in. You're getting wall to wall Sochi 2014 #Sochi 2014.
And we got a weird sportsman, Phil.
You're goddamn right we do.
Oh
All right.
Yeah. All right, let's get this started.
yeah. Okay, we are happy to have on the podcast leading figure skating blogger Nadia Henderson.
Hi, y'all. It's good to
Hey.
be here.
How's
Hey,
it going?
Nadia.
It's
Nadia?
good to be here. Yes, it's me. I'm a huge figure skating fan.
Yes, your blog just plastered with stuff about Sochi 2014.
Just blowing up over
Yeah.
the Olympics, getting all sorts of hits.
Yeah, it's we like to say that we put the figures into figure skating because we're adding a lot of digits to our web counter.
All right.
I didn't really think that one through until I just said it out loud.
Yeah, you probably
Now,
shouldn't have.
you're on the show. Why don't you a quick plug? What is the name of your blog?
All right, the name of my blog is it's called Skate your way to your dreams. It's
skate your way to your dreams.
skate your way to your dreams, because figure skating, if you think about it, it's really it's kind of like you're in a dream where people can float and wear pretty dresses and everyone cheers for them.
Okay.
Okay.
That's an interesting way of looking
I
at
find
it.
that plausible.
Yeah.
Yeah, skate
So-
your way to your dreams.com.
So listen, we're not the biggest fans of figure skating.
No,
here
you
in the
couldn't be,
show.
because I'm the biggest fan of figure
Yeah,
skating, Joe.
obviously.
Joe, that's cute that you would say that, but
Obviously.
I am the biggest fan, so of course you couldn't be.
So we're pretty excited to have a chance to really pick your brain and maybe get to know figure skating a bit better than we normally do in this show.
Well,
So-
yes, I'm here to answer any y'all's questions if you want to know more about figure skating.
Okay, yeah. So for starters, recently gold medal was handed out to in the men's individual to Yuzuru Hanzu. Now this is a guy who actually finished 4th at last year's World Championships, and yet he springs to gold this year despite falling twice in his long program. What do you have to say about this rise to prominence? What do you think this means to Patrick Chan, the winner in last year's World Championships?
I don't know who this Patrick Chan guy is, but y'all, Yuzuru is really cool. I was watching on the Olympics this year.
Okay.
And it was what he was doing out there was really cool.
Well, Patrick Chan, the reigning world champion in men's individual
What, like
figure
the
skating.
Olympics?
Well, no.
The
The
World
World
Championships.
Championships. There's
The
figure
Olympics
skate-
are the whole world, Jordan. There's the whole world comes together. for
That's
a day of-
understood. But
no
the Olympics
argument
are only
there.
every 4 years. Every year they have the world champion.
I don't watch those.
You don't.
No, I'm a figure skating fan, so I watch the Olympics.
Well, it would seem like the real figure skating fan, you would be watching a lot of.
If you're
all
a figure
of it.
skating super fan, if you
Yeah.
really want to skate your way to your dreams, that's every year, not every 4 years. You're
Dreams come true at the Olympics, Jordan. That's where
yes.
dreams
No,
come
they
true.
also come true at the world championship.
Nobody watches the World Champions on NBC.
Okay.
You don't go to
I don't think the
Sochi,
world-
Russia,
Okay.
if you're at the World Champions.
All right. Well, if you don't watch the World Championships.
No,
Yeah.
I do
and
not.
that's because just the Olympics are.
That's
figure-
because
yeah.
I'm a real figure skating fan,
Okay.
so I watch it at the Olympics.
Well, it's funny
where
you
it was
said you
meant to be
didn't know
watched.
who Patrick Chan was. I mean, he won the last 3 world championships in a row.
Yeah, world champion. We went over this, Joel. World champions is not. It's
I
not
feel like
real.
some
world.
people would argue that it's almost more important.
Okay, is everybody true or false? Is everybody in the world at the Olympics?
True.
Yeah.
Okay, it's true. True or false? There is a champion crowned at the Olympics for figure skating.
Well,
Yeah.
yes. Gold
All
medal
right,
is the
that means that the world champions decided the Olympics. I don't see why this is so hard.
Okay, why don't we move on to women's here real quick?
Yeah.
Oh
please.
yes, that's my favorite.
You're on your blog. You talk about a lot. You're a big fan of Kim Yoo-na, the
Oh,
reigning
yes.
Olympic champion, and I
Yes.
guess in some ways world champion.
Kim
but-
Yoo-na is the world champion because she's the
Well,
Olympics.
And you
Not-
make a big point of saying she is your favorite skater on the website.
Yes, she
Yeah.
is my number one. I've got all her pictures up in my room.
Okay, well, how did you feel about her taking the last 2 years off from the sport?
She took the. Wow, she did really good for taking 2 years off. I'm so proud of her.
So you didn't know that.
I didn't know I was not.
She's your favorite skater, and
Specifically
you were
informed.
unaware that she
Not
took a
know
2-year break.
That she was off for 2 years.
Yeah, but she was skating at the last Olympics. She was okay.
The last Olympics was 4 years ago.
Yeah, she was okay. She was fine. She
Well,
was
she won the
skating around.
gold.
She
Yeah.
was, yeah. She was. Look, if you're a baseball fan, right?
I'm a huge
Yeah.
baseball
Okay,
fan.
Jordan's
baseball
a
fan.
baseball
Yeah,
fan,
yeah.
right? Okay, Jordan, what happened? There was a baseball diamond next to my apartment in Omaha, Nebraska, and there was a bunch of kids playing out there yesterday. What was the score of that game?
I
not-
imagine it'd be fairly high
Oh,
scoring
I
because
thought-
it's kids.
Well, I
but-
thought you said you were a fan.
Yeah, but
if
we
you're
do-
a fan of baseball,
We do
maybe you should have watched that Little
we
League
do watch
game.
baseball every year.
Yeah,
though.
I watch the highest
a
level
lot
of
every
competition
year.
of
And I
baseball
watch
every
the
year.
Olympics every 4 years.
Okay, all right. Well, let's
It's like
move on real
watching
quick.
the big game.
The big controversy for the American Olympic team this year was that Ashley Wagner was selected for the team despite finishing 4th at the
Oh,
national
Ashley
championship.
Wagner, she's so cute.
Okay, yeah, but a lot of people were pretty upset that Mirai Nagasu, who actually finished 4th at the 2010 Olympics, did not make the team on account of the fact that Ashley Wagner was jumped. How do you feel about that?
Well, if Mariah didn't make it, then it must be because she wasn't good enough to be on the Olympics.
Okay, well, I mean, she was pretty good. And a
No,
lot of
but-
people would say that Ashley Wagner was jumped because she won the 2012 and 2013 national championships.
No, that's the Olympics are where they take the best, and if you didn't make the Olympics, you're not the best.
Okay, so you have no recollection of the 2013 Olympic or national championships.
Was it part of the Olympics? Was that in the opening
but
ceremony?
It's the other biggest
Yeah.
event in figure skating.
It
It's held
also-
every year.
It also was held in 2013 at the CenturyLink Center.
the one that I live next door to the CenturyLink Center.
We looked this up. You're literally 5 minutes from the center.
Yeah, I could walk there. I could throw a husk of corn and hit it.
But
Well,
you
there was-
opted not to.
I didn't know about it, in fairness, number one.
You're a figure
I
skating
imagine it would have been on the
superfan.
marquee
I am.
outside the
Yeah.
center that you presumably drive by often.
every day,
yeah,
probably.
but if it didn't have the Olympic rings on it, it just doesn't feel patriotic.
It's the national championship. Of course, it's patriotic.
Why are you yelling at me?
Okay,
I don't understand why you're yelling at me. Look,
Well,
I
it's
made
just
a
not
blog. You invited me here.
We-
You're the one that said you wanted me to be on the show.
Yes, she's right. She's right.
Yes,
Yeah.
but we thought you were going to be able to talk to us about figure skating. You
I
don't seem
am
to know
talking to you.
anything
What do you
about
want to
figure
know?
skating.
They
Not
play
even-
nice songs and then they dance around. It's fun. It's fun to watch. They wear sparkles and then they give numbers.
Well, wait. Can we maybe just say what are you most looking forward to in the 2018 Winter Olympics? That's be 4 years from now. I assuming that's when you're tuning into figure skating next. What are you most looking forward to then? What can you see in terms of changes in the sport, in terms of faces we might see out there?
I hope someone does the routine to a Miley Cyrus song.
Okay, you know what? I
That
think that
would
about
be
sums it
great.
up.
Yep. All
Yeah.
right.
Thanks
Thank you
for
very
coming in,
much,
Nadia.
Yeah,
Nadia.
thank you. It's good having me.
Yeah, sure was.
Joining us now on the Manziel Hotline, put your man boobs in a Manziel today,
Yep.
is Patrick Brandenburg. Patrick, do we got you there?
Yes. Hello, Jordan, and sports podcast listeners.
Hey, we have and Phil, we have you back.
Yes,
And it's the
hello,
sports.
sports. I was meaning to say. I feel like the title might be
Say your
somewhat
name
redundant.
right.
Hey,
it's what's on
whoa,
your checks.
don't start insulting us already. Let's
and
just get to the news.
I really hate to bring this up, but actually, the only way I'm able to make this call is with minutes I purchased using my return ticket. that
Oh
I
my
had to
gosh,
cash
we
in.
can talk about this off the air.
It's really dire right
Patrick,
now.
Patrick, we're trying to be professional. If you could kind of meet us on this
I'm-
professional level.
I
Do
understand
your
that.
job and we pay you money. That's how jobs work.
Well, I mean, I have not been paid any money, and I am very hungry right now. I've
Oh
not
my
eaten in
gosh,
3 days.
there's plenty of food at the Olympics. How could you not eat food at the
Yeah,
Olympics?
But you do need money to obtain that food.
They practically spray Coca-Cola at people on the Olympics.
Yeah, I've
that's-
seen the
that's not true.
commercials.
Yeah. Just tell us the news,
You are right.
Patrick.
I'm gonna
What
move
are the
on real
big
quickly.
stories?
Well, there has been a renewed focus in some areas, and definitely on the blogosphere, to the Olympic Charter's Rule 40, which prevents athletes from speaking.
Oh my
in the
God, this
sponsorship
sounds
role.
so boring.
Rule 40.
Rule
What about rules
40?
1
Yes,
through
they-
39?
Well,
Are rules
less
1 through
relevant.
39 exciting and or about sports? Because that would be great.
Well, this one is particularly relevant because it blocks athletes from using sponsorships to make money unless the sponsors have paid the $200 million to the IOC.
$200 million?
Yes.
Whoa,
Oh my-
Scrooge
To be an
McDuck.
official Olympic sponsor, raising some questions of hypocrisy.
Hey, wait.
This was
yeah,
a video
Jordan.
podcast. You could see Z's coming
Yeah, you
out
could.
of me.
But
Okay,
speaking of Z's, have you seen the commercials during the Olympics this year?
Oh my gosh, have I ever? The John Samos ads with the
On
Full
the
House
yogurt?
guy?
Oh my
Yeah.
God. And he's like,
It's
I'm
obviously
Danny
makes for-
Tanner, and I'm.
This obviously makes for a good segue
What's
back
really
into us
interesting is the
speaking about
Chevrolet thing is they're saying find new roads. I don't know. I think it's
Yeah.
a weird slogan. You're
It
a car
is.
company.
Yeah,
Find
like
new
I'm
ro-
on a road. What, you want me
Yeah,
to find
so-
like a trailblaze?
That's highly
concrete
inadvisable,
on one? That
I
would
think.
What
be
you guys are
an
trying to
insane
say
way to
is
drive.
obviously
Oh my
advertising an
gosh.
important part of the Olympics. But
You
it's
know what I
also
loved is that
relevant
Cheerios one where the girl negotiates with her parents to
Oh,
get a
God.
dog because she
Really?
finds out she's getting
Yeah,
a brother.
they're like trading around Cheerios.
Oh my
Just
That
gosh.
girl
Point
is so
out-
knowing.
Oh, she knows exactly what's
The
going
IOC
on.
averages about $1.5 billion in revenue
Numbers,
a year.
numbers.
IOC is whose stock ticker is that? I mean,
The International Olympic Committee, they put on the Olympics, and they're clearly
Hey, you know who else
profiting
has
from these
great
athletes.
commercials?
Who?
The Super Bowl.
I loved all the
Bowl
Super
had
Bowls.
great commercials. Did you listen to Chris Humphries when he did his recap?
Chris, I want that guy on our show every week to
Yes.
talk
Oh,
about commercials.
he's
I'm
such a
just-
good
I'm
guest.
just
He's
not
so
sure-
much better
Tell
than
you
this
what-
Not
piece of garbage.
sure how relevant
Chris
this
does
is
every
to-
week is thanks us for
Yeah.
having him on.
And he answers the questions we ask of him.
Right? He doesn't complain about his per diem.
Right.
He doesn't talk about not getting paid.
Yeah,
Okay,
he brands his segment.
It's
Yeah, he
extremely
brands his
difficult for me
segment.
to operate in a professional capacity when I'm
He
being
comes
asked
into
to-
studio. He doesn't call us on a payphone.
No.
Oh, I don't have money
Only
for a
option I
real
have
phone.
left. Oh, hang on. All right. Well, I need to come up with 12 more rubles, and I can't remember which of these cones apply.
Look,
to
let's just cut
Yeah,
it off.
we're
gonna
Let's
cut
cut
it
it
off.
off.
Bye, Patrick.
What a waste of our time.
Joining us now, our third interview today here in the studio is the premier curling scout in all of Canada and for the Canadian National Olympic team, Doug.
Hey, gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, no last name? Doug?
Nope, just Doug.
Okay, Doug.
It's I've been around long enough that people are starting to get to know when they hear the name Doug who it is.
Okay.
Makes sense. Makes
Yeah.
sense,
No.
especially in curling circles, I imagine.
Oh, in curling circles, I'm quite popular.
Yeah, that's not surprising. But so Doug, we're actually really interested. We want to know what your process is for tracking down the best curlers that the Canada and the world has to offer.
Well, you know, you can find a great curler anywhere. It's
Uh,
not like
that seems like a little
seems like
ridiculous.
there's a lot of skill and ability that goes into
curlers
curling.
are born, but they're also bred. So I like to go lots of places where I can find out the skills that it really takes to be a curler.
Well, like, where do you go?
I go to a lot of I spill a lot of things in supermarket aisles, and then I wait
What
for
do
someone to come sweep it up. Check and see if they've got strong curling arms.
Wait, so just the rapid sweeping motion?
Yep. I sometimes I just pick up the phones at supermarkets and say, "Clean up on aisle 4," and then they'll come down and with their brooms and they'll start sweeping.
Or like a mop, maybe?
Yep,
Yeah.
maybe a mop. You know, it's the same muscle. You're activating the same core.
So mopping
Whether it's
or
a mop
sweeping
or a sweep.
will-
Pretty much anything where there's a stick tip that you're pushing into the ground.
Okay.
It helps.
Shoveling?
Shoveling, yes. On occasion, I'll just take. My brother's got a snowplow company, and I'll just do a ride along, and then we'll just spray extra snow into people's driveways, and then I watch them shovel. And if they go at it with a little veracity, I'll know that they might make a good curler.
Now, Doug, far be it from me to critique your process here, but this doesn't sound like you're that precise in tracking down.
What do you mean precise?
Well, you know, like other scouts in other sports, they measure, times. They see how fast somebody runs. Baseball scouts.
And I'm always tracking. Do you know how hard it is to find people just naturally curling? It's not like in Canada you just walk up to every frozen lake and there's a bunch of kids with their stones and their brooms.
Okay,
They're usually playing hockey out
They're
there.
usually playing hockey.
And I imagine it's probably tough to get the kids who are playing hockey to get them into curling.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's a little easy. All I do is sometimes I cut off the tips of their hockey sticks and I put on a little broom shovel, and then it just kind of comes naturally from there.
Isn't that a little disappointing for the kids?
They get over it. They're kids. They bounce back quickly.
Well, I know you do this for the professional teams in Canada, like you said,
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
grocery stores, spilling stuff. How do you find the best ones from those teams to take on the Canadian national team to compete at the Olympics?
Oh yeah, it's well, generally we'll just go to a supermarket late at night and we'll just throw jelly beans all over the ground, and
Gonna be honest.
whoever sweeps the most into the brown plastic bag of victory will then get called up onto the.
So wait, you
onto the world
you don't
stage.
do actual curling even for selection in the
Oh,
Olympics.
no
We should do a
way.
tryout, like a curling tryout. Have,
I mean,
have
it's,
some of the best players
It's all
scrimmage.
the same. It's the same kind of. I mean, you
It
kind
really
of know
doesn't-
how they're gonna do just by. It's kind of like saying you put people actually in a football game in order to tell how good they are at football.
That's
huh?
exactly what we do here in
Yeah,
America.
yeah.
Nope.
that's-
You could hurt them then.
Well, we do
Yeah, but
tests of
that's-
football skills at the combine.
Yeah.
It's a lot of throwing. It's a lot of,
Like the-
jumping, running drills, agility drills, but not what would appear to be cleaning tasks, would appear to be
Yeah.
janitorial work.
Well, let me ask you about this. It seems like really the most important part of the curling involves the actual sliding of the stone at
Oh,
the
yeah.
appropriate. So
We've just been talking about brooms.
Oh
here.
Right.
yeah, well that's the hardest one to get because the stone throwers you have to do a little something special with them.
stone throwers, is
Yeah.
that the official term for?
That's what we call them in the industry.
Okay, I got
we
you.
do. But what we do is So we go out to the bowling alleys, and then we actually grease up the floors a little early, so they're not expecting it. So they drop down to one knee, and then they have to throw the ball.
So if someone when confronted with a slick floor, instead of falling and seriously injuring
Nope,
themselves,
some of them just naturally drop to one knee,
and those are the
and
people
then they
you
just
know are
kind
going to
of
be
slide
good.
and let go. And if they can hit a pin or two, then we go, all right, then let's go to the Olympics.
Proportionally, how many serious injuries do you cause in order to find every one actual curler who
We have
naturally
free
does
health care, so we don't have injuries. We call them opportunities.
Okay,
Totally
yeah.
got you there, Joel. Totally got you there.
But I mean, how many people have to make use of Canada's free healthcare system on account of you over slicking the floor?
You know,
before they
I
step
heard
onto
in
it?
America that they've got 40 words for the word injury. In Canada, we just use the word love.
does not make
That-
any sense, Doug.
I've been to Canada. I don't remember that at all.
Hey, I get paid a lot of good money to do this. I feel like
Okay.
you might be trivializing what I'm doing here.
Oh, not at
I
all.
just-
Not at all. I think we're surprised by your methods, is all.
Yeah.
You know, it takes an outside-the-box thinker just like that Jonah Hill fella from the Sabermetrics.
Well, on that note, do you have something, obviously I know you can't scout forever. Do you have something that you aspire to or something that you see yourself transitioning to later in your career?
Oh, absolutely.
What would that be?
You know, I'm really hoping that someday I can be a skeet shooting scout.
A skeet shooting scout.
I really don't even think I want to know how you pick those people out.
What?
Please tell me it involves duck hunting.
No, it's actually rather simple. What I do is I blindfold the people in their sleep and put a gun next to their bed, and then I scream, "Someone's trying to kill you!" And then I see how fast they can aim the gun in some direction and shoot.
So wait a second. The people who, when awoken from a deep sleep with their face covered with a blindfold, immediately pop up and take a shotgun and accurately shoot at something. Those are the people that you feel are the best skeet
Like I
shooters.
say, I'm very good at my job.
But skeet shooting is all about aiming and aiming with your eyes. and
Aiming's a
seeing.
small part of it when you really think about it.
No, it's
about
like
getting
it's
ready
the only
quickly.
part
I
of
don't
it.
think we should challenge him. He is the expert.
Okay, that's. Okay, fine.
Doug, any final words here?
Yeah, for all you kids out there that want to be a curler someday, do your chores. For you, the listeners of Sports Podcast, Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their service. I personally recommend a wonderful book called The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. Joel saw the movie. He said that it was okay. To download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/comedy podcast network. Again, that's audibletrial.com/comedy podcast network for your free audiobook. And now it's time for another Weird Sportsman! Weird Sportsman.
Who's weird today?
This week's Weird Sportsman, Charlie White.
Charlie White.
Don't know who that is.
You should know who he is because this week he won first place for America in ice dancing.
Oh,
I don't know that I
think
should know who that is.
I think we showed our not bona fide figure skating dancing credentials.
Well,
previously.
let me break it down for
we didn't
you.
even get a chance to talk to Nadia about ice dancing.
Or the
we wanted to, but we did not get
differentiation.
there. Yeah.
How do you do that word?
Differentiation is good. That works.
Differentiation between ice dancing and figure
Well,
skating.
let me learn you something then.
Okay.
Charlie White, born October 24th, 1987, is an American ice dancer. With partner Merrill Davis, he is the 2014 Olympic champion, a two-time 2011-2013 world champion, the 2010 Olympic silver medalist, two-time 2010-2012 world silver medalist, five-time Grand Prix final champion, 2009 to 2013.
Wait, he drives Formula One? Grand
it's
Prix?
The Grand Prix of ice dancing and figure skating.
They call it the Grand Prix?
Of course they do.
That
guess
sounds
I probably
like
don't understand
really
what Grand Prix
misleading.
means.
That
Yeah.
sounds way more exciting.
I've never
than it
heard
is.
Grand Prix in reference to anything but like a race.
Well, if your wife asks you if you want to go to the Grand Prix, make sure to qualify that from now on. He was also the three-time Four Continents champion. 2009, 2011,
Who aren't they
2013.
allowed to
what
compete?
3 continents are they being real dicks to?
Antarctica,
Well,
I
I
bet
was
it's
gonna
one.
say.
Africa, because these
Yeah.
people are probably South America,
But
right?
here's the thing: I feel like Africa's already basically excluded by no fault of their own.
Right.
Why put it in writing like that?
Don't ask me. Ask the ice dancers.
Yeah. Wow.
And then he was also a 6-time U.S. national champion, 2009 to 2014. So, in other words, he's won more in the past 5 years of his life than you ever will, Joel.
Yeah,
than
but he
you
did it
ever
all,
will.
He did it all in ice dancing.
Yeah, you're damn right he did. Team USA as a whole won bronze.
Oh, the team.
The team.
Yeah. Oh, I knew that.
Okay. Davis and White in their individual event earned first place in both segments and won a gold medal for free dance.
Say, Phil,
Yep.
what's so weird about this, buddy?
What? Well,
He's an American and he's good at ice dancing?
we can get into more about what's super weird about him. You ready for what's super weird about him?
We've got the sportsman. Let's get the weird.
I don't know that we're ready for super weird sportsmen.
All right, here's the super weird thing. Personal life. White lives in Ann Arbor, Michigan. He is a student at the University of Michigan studying political science.
Wow.
Does that make him weird?
And Charlie is currently in a relationship with retired ice dancer Tanith Belbin.
That's a great name.
Yeah.
What age do you retire from ice dancing at?
She's 29.
Oh, wait.
so-
How old is he?
Nice.
25.
I guess that's not that strange, is it?
Well, what's weird about it is that he's an ice dancer and he's dating a really pretty chick. I found this to be really weird. Hold on, let me show you a picture of his girlfriend Tanith. There's his girlfriend Tanith.
Oh, wow,
she
she is
looks
gorgeous.
like a supermodel. You ready
Yeah.
to look at him?
Yep.
You ready to look at his mug?
Yeah.
Here we go. All right, I'm clicking back on the browser here. He
Great
is
podcasting.
right there, huh?
Oh
the
man,
hell?
I've seen that
Yeah.
guy. That's the guy. I remember they were
he
interviewing
posed
his mom, and he was saying he just wanted to wear black always
Yeah.
for his costume, and his mom was finally like, "You're gonna have to bedazzle it."
He looks like a
Basically,
female Thor.
They said like you're gonna have to go with frills or like
I can
jewels.
respect to some degree someone rejecting the. I keep waiting for someone to be like, "Hey, you know what? I'm an athlete. I'm not going to wear something with sequins. You sick fucks."
I think him. It's like at some point when you're good enough,
Yeah.
like you can only go so far if you're only wearing an all black. Well, I'm not gonna say uniform, costume, outfit. You know?
Yeah.
But
Here-
I'd like to see someone take a stand and be like, "Screw you, judges and corrupt structure. I'm going to be good at this, and I'm not going to."
Yeah, but you need a little razzle dazzle.
That's the part of the sport I've never liked.
All right, here's another part that I absolutely love. They actually list off all of the songs that he's done routines to.
Can you count down the top 10?
All right, 2002, 2003, back when he was the tender age of 15, Deflator Mouse.
Wait, like the DJ?
No, like Johann Strauss.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's intense.
Pretty good. Also that season, Chocolat.
Or like the soundtrack to the movie?
It's
Nope.
pronounced chocolate.
Oh, Chocolate. I'm sorry.
That's how it's pronounced.
The song That's All Right. This Cat's on a Hot Tin Roof. He's done a lot of stuff in Spanish. One called A Los Amigos, which I know means the friends. Beyond the Sea by Bobby Darin.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good one.
Somewhere.
Beyond,
on the
just imagine that,
sea
except
is
somebody
where I'd like
ice dancing.
to be.
Happy Feet.
Oh, is that from?
I got those Happy Feet.
Oh yeah, like
Give-
Kermit.
Yeah, kind of. Don't Stop Me Now by Queen.
Oh,
Oh, that would have been
that
good.
would have been a good dance to see.
Not too bad. Billie Jean by Michael Jackson.
I don't know that you'd want to do ice dancing to Michael Jackson because it's going to do is draw comparisons to Michael Jackson, and there's no way you in skates are going to be able to like do anything comparable to.
Oh, apparently he did very well because he medaled with that routine, so pretty darn good. Rhythm of Love by the Plain White Tees.
Oh, look at this guy. He's clearly maturing by that point.
Yes, that's true.
I
This is
no
like getting
longer a
older.
boy of
I like
15.
watching his musical journey, his tastes
Yeah.
evolve.
Yeah, this is my favorite thing. 2011 to 2012, the return of Deflator Mouse. He went for it again. He's like, I was a kid the first time. Now I've matured a little bit. Time to bring back Deflator Mouse.
Yep.
Someone Like You by Adele. Oh, I'm sure that brought a tear to people's eye.
Oh, I bet it did.
Oh, man.
Because people love Adele.
They really do.
don't completely understand why, but they do.
She's got pipes, Joel.
She's got pipes, but they're not that good. There's a lot of people who sing as well as Adele.
I think the comparison is the age thing. Like, she was 21 when she released her album. 21.
Oh.
And that is like she's the same age as Taylor Swift.
Oh yeah, she sings better than Taylor Swift. That's
And
for
her
sure.
and her song content a little bit different.
Yeah.
Just a tad. Just a little bit. But
We've gotten sidetracked from all the weird things that we're learning about
You
Charlie.
got
No, this
me
is
talking
weird.
about Adele. You knew exactly
I
what
knew
you
what
were
I was doing. This is my
Joel and I.
favorite. You've noticed that he's matured through all of this.
Right.
Yeah.
He's matured, which is when you say, what did he do this year? Well, this year, he became an old woman because he did Get Me to the Church on Time from My Fair Lady.
What?
Yep.
Seriously?
He became a 65-year-old woman this year.
I don't know if I remember that song.
It's the one where they're talking about getting him to the church on time.
That was they did that the year before I was in Pitt for the first time in high school. I think they did My Fair Lady. So
I really thought where you were going with this was when you said like he's matured, and this, his
Yeah.
latest one was like Hand Fart Symphony. I thought that's what you were gonna go with, or something like that. Like
That would have still brought a tear to my eye. And that brings an end to another Weird Sportsman!
citizens of Podcast Town, this brings to the close another
Sports.
podcast. Before we go, Phil would like to give you our contact information.
You can email us at sportspodcast@gmail.com. That's sportspodcast@gmail.com. You can tweet at us at sports3podcast. That's at sports3podcast. You can find us on Facebook by searching sports podcast. You'll top our thingy. You can find us on Stitcher Radio. Download our Stitcher app today. Stitcher.com. Search sports podcast. You can find us on YouTube by going to youtube.com/comedypodnet. That's youtube.com/comedypodnet. While you're there, please subscribe. You can find us on iTunes by searching Sports the number 3 Space Podcast. That's Sports the number 3, all one word, Space Podcast. While you're there, please rate and review. And for all of our back episodes, go to comedypodcastnetwork.com.
I got some bad news, guys.
What?
The check that we wrote to be an official Olympic sponsor did not clear.
Oh.
So we are not gonna get all those shout outs from Olympic athletes.
I have good news.
Go for it.
Well, I spilled a bunch of shit in the kitchen, and Nate, the custodian, went home early. But Doug is still here,
Hey.
and he's demonstrating some of the skills of curling.
I love it.
Oh. Silver lining. Lights off.
You have received this transmission from the Comedy Podcast Network. For more shows, visit comedypodcastnetwork.com.